Attention swimmers, or swimmer. Got some announcements to make here. Sundays at 10.
New series, Baby Blue.
This February, Jerry Seinfeld guest stars.
Thanks to the MTV premiere of this equals this. MTV's Animation Sunday. This Sunday.
For Adult Swim.
Decide to go swimming whenever.
Adult Animation, like, talk about it. Here's a video, I was born in 2000. Here's the whole fucking idea. Animation made in 2000 and released on TV. Now we're no online stuff. Fucking 2 episode minimum.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Gonna review now. Fuck it. Screw you. Shit. I don't care. WB. Which released like several adult animations throughout the years. And they all fucking bombed over like a 3-year time frame. Mission Hill, made by Bill Oakley and Josh Weinstein, 2 creators who worked on Simpsons beforehand, said, hey, fuck this shit, we're gonna move on to our own show. And I came over to WB, and it was so great at first. This will ultimately be the big project for the duo, following their 2-season run as executive showrunners on Simpsons. You can really feel both their artist journey, and in a way, kind of like an allusion to Matt Groening's own journey in this series in of itself. Another key part is Mac Mullen, was responsible for like the unique approach of the design, with the characters being an even blend of like cartoony style, kind of like realistic, like in proportion to each other, with the character design. And of course, Network fucked it up. Good job, you guys. Congrats, you fucked it up big time. The theme song I didn't like immediately, like at first, but I kind of got into it, gradually over time. And Italian Leather Sofa by Kate. First episode. Andy and Kevin make a friend, or one bang for 2 brothers. This style of the show is pretty damn fun. I especially like Kevin as a character. Kind of reminds me of myself, honestly. I'm a bit neurotic too, so there you go. But of course, my favorite character has to be Andy, a slacker cartoonist.
My God, who's manning America's libraries and software stores? Right, Tina?
This world is truly unique to me, like really stand out. The style with the whole so drawn look and like saturated almost neon like colors. This world is it's just cool, dude. Okay, I love it. It's fucking great. So the A plot is Andy and Kevin make a friend through Kevin's established friend George, who introduces them to Tina. Tina, George, Kevin, and Andy all go with Toby to the movie theater, and like from there go to Galacticon. And like during the entire process, both Andy and Kevin fall head over heels for Tina. So at Galacticon, Kevin and Andy break into a nerd Star Wars fight. After that, they get told off by Tina. The B plot in the series follows Gus and Wally. As Gus gets a knife stuck in his head, basically, Wally has a hard time trying to get a knife out of his head. And he's like, no, it's fine, fuck off, whatever. Then he fucking wears a hat. So like Wally puts like,
Good morning, my love. Ow! Stop fussing. Oh, I'll show you fussing. So much fussing, you'll wish you'd never been born.
this whole like fucking elaborate like contraption on his fucking head and shit, and like on a knife, and like he gets embarrassed, so like, okay, I'll get a knife out of my head. I'm sorry, whatever. It's just a really fun show. It's really good. I like it a lot. I like the characters, man, they're great. I like George's whole like snarky kind of like whatever attitude. I like Andy and Kevin and like how they're both fucking like so out of their depths, basically. How they both think she loves both of them. But fucking, I mean, to be fair to Andy, like she fucking slept with him. So I mean, like Kevin's kind of, like out of the run there, like basically. And just fucking funny. I mean, like shit. So many like great moments from Andy going all like, I don't need to fucking be here. Okay, I have a whole Saturday night ahead of me, and fucking gets like drunk off his ass. And like fucking like went to this like weird like Republican vampire like the whole ending where like Tina tells off both characters, so fucking like just like staring forward, and like fucking like has Star Wars, like fucking like an Ewok shows up. They have a whole like Star Wars fight, and like I'm not your father. It's a good first episode, first impression. I like the characters are good. The whole approach to the road's fucking like really tight, and like as an introduction, this episode's pretty damn great. I love the line deliveries of the show. It felt like very like on point and authentic to like how people fucking talk, and also just Jim's chill response, like fucking like seeing like Gus with the knife in his head.
Is everything okay? Awesome.
The line of the episode has to be, for me, Dr. Celibus removed her voice box in issue 213, 213, 213. Like, Kevin's like fucking like shutting his head up in like fucking movie theater. It's like just, I mean, come on. It's fucking like such a perfect like nerd bullshit moment. Like, I mean, no one else would care about but nerds. Good episode. I like it a lot. They also have a fucking dog in the show. I forget his name, but it's a dog in the show. So, I mean, that's like automatically, you know, best in the whole fucking like lineup so far. Next one. Fuck. Kevin versus the SAT or nocturnal admissions. So this one is all about naturally following Kevin, George, and Toby as they struggle to deal with the intense competition surrounding the SAT, which brings me back to when I was going through the same things like back in high school. Stressful as hell, and like I don't miss it, honestly. Not the shaky voice of Toby is just fucking fun. I like it a lot. Well, he brings up when I talk about colleges, you know, like there's this whole SAT code you can like fucking use, you know, like fucking like Matrix or whatever. It's a code. You went on the hunt for an extracurricular.
Mr. Solansky, what extracurriculars do you recommend for the student with Ivy League ambitions?
Oh, don't ask me, kid. Lucky for me, we had NAM.
You head over to like volleyball, but like all of the fucking volleyball players are like fucking like butch, like tomboy girls, and like fucking like totally, they just like completely get fucking owned, honestly. So like, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna look for the code anyways. Like, screw this shit. I can't do volleyball anymore. I can't do sports. Anyways, he and his buds are now on the hunt for the SAT codes. By hacking a computer, some jock walks up, steals the damn old SAT test, like out of nowhere, fucking like in broad daylight during school hours, gives it to Kevin, and says, "You're working with me now to like fucking SAT scores. So like, you know, you're welcome." Fucks off. They hooked up all their computers together, and they go through like all these combinations and shit to fucking, you know, like try to find code. Yeah, so like safe haven nerd dream for like going to Yale, like Revenge of the Nerd.
It pains me to report that the school administrative offices have been burglarized. A file cabinet was broken, and several years' worth of SAT tests were stolen.
The next morning, Toby and George find out that Kevin and the jock took the tests, and like basically stole them. George and Toby like fuck off. They're like, "Hey, don't do this like whole selling SAT test. That's like cheating and shit. Like fuck you." So Kevin starts like spiraling something I feel like we can all relate to taking tests in high school. Again, like it's fucking it's a pain in the ass. Like Kevin like spiraling are like really fun visual treats for the eyes. It's like cool. I love it. Anyways, Kevin finds a man who wasted his whole life looking for the SAT code, basically. Kevin finds this guy. They go all night fucking trying to like get the code. Oh man, finally fucking got it. Kevin rushes over to school, meets up with the jock in the bathrooms, and Toby and George are there. They basically confront him, "Dude, this isn't like fucking cool. You can't like, you know, go down that dark side." And Toby's like, so basically, Kevin eats the fucking paper and tells his friends that fucking he destroyed the computers. Then like they kick his ass so he can get out the SATs. It's a good fucking story.
Did I mention I destroyed your computers?
Ha.
No, really, the motherboards are fried. We're talking total meltdown. Ow, okay, that's...
The line delivery, as much you need like character growth of both Toby and George are like met here, like which is like really appreciated. It felt like a really tight knit group of friends, and like I feel like it's just a very relatable like story explore here. B story isn't as like well fleshed out to fucking B story, like that's what always happens. But basically, Posey is trying to get her a massage career off the ground. Yeah, it runs into an issue when Andy points out that hey, there's mistyping like on the paper, and like people come in fucking like, trying to get like sex from her. She's like, "Oh fuck off." Fucking Andy's boss, the last episode we just like reviewed, fucking comes in, who I didn't mention because like in one fucking scene, like I don't care, but he's here, fucking like I'm ready for sex. Andy's like, "Fuck off." And then Pim comes in, says like, "Hey, you're my turf. I want fucking money." They're like, "Nah, dude." He goes on the roof, fucking tries to kill Andy. Posey fixes his back, and, like push him off the fucking roof, and it's just great, man. It's a fucking good show. I mean, needless to say, this episode is kept up the strong, quick pace of the last episode, though I think I like the last episode more, personally. This episode's cool. We're getting, like, more Posey than, like, the last episode when she didn't get, like, much, like, character at all, really. Also, just seeing Kevin struggle with, like, similar issues I tackled and dealt with in school, again, it's, like, really relatable and cool. Plus, it just has great moments along with, like, strong visuals and just like fucking like really great pathos to the whole story, fleshing out of the universe characters like we saw in the first episode and see further explored in this one, which is cool. Also, line of the episode has to be fucking Gus massaging Andy's ass and saying, "I haven't touched an ass like that since Eisenhower was president." It's fucking just like, I mean, come on, it's pretty fucking funny, honestly. Good show, good shit. Mission Hell, not doing a ranking, but just like, best one so far.
I go next.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Last time I felt an ass like this, Eisenhower was president.
Ah! Holy crap!
He's joshing you, Andy. He says the same thing about my ass.
Met you before the fall of Rome, and I beg you to let me take you home. You were wrong, I was right. You said goodbye, I said goodbye.
Show two. This one being Baby Blues, based off the comic made by Jerry Scott. The comic follows Daryl and Wendy and the growing family as they continue to have like more kids going on, and it's a very like slice of life relatable type comic strip. The WB saw this comic strip, it was like fairly popular, and went, hey, what's popular? The family man. I'm gonna fucking get this unrelated comic to Family Guy and try to make our own. So basically hire completely different fucking people and like don't even tell Jerry Scott about it to like try to make a wannabe Family Guy, I guess. So they interject all these fucking like unrelated characters into this show. But this new show was helmed by Jeff Martin and Peter Oko. O-C-K-O? Oko? Oku? I don't fucking know. So who are these new fucking characters who we just like now get like out of fucking nowhere? They're pretty good characters. I don't feel like they fit into the whole vibe of like Daryl and Wendy's like whole personality. We follow alongside the main characters Carl, who's a husband and next door neighbor. He's like grew up asshole, kind of like New Yorker guy. I'm walking here, that kind of fucking personality.
Yeah, our new fiscal situation has really turned the kids into spoiled brats. Well, believe you me, I'm not going to just stand by and watch.
What are you gonna do?
Hire a nanny. Big Daddy says money's no object.
Melinda is like over exhausted, like house mom who's like always drunk. That's her personality. She's like fucking just drunk. She doesn't give a shit. Then from there, you got the kids. Ronnie being the oldest and the brat of the entire bunch. Then we got Megan, the baby sister, who's like kind of a sweet kid at times, sweeter than like Rodney. The youngest kid is like Chubby, who's like this little boy who has like a big kind of like Bam Bam style like, plastic bat, and that's basically it. Then you have Busy, the fucking like airhead, not airhead I guess, but like kind of like standard like teen girl, because like it's WB. Teen girls are gonna go fucking wild with this like slice of life comic strip about like new parents, I guess. Then of course you have the main characters, Daryl, who's like this kind of like everyman type of character, a bit of stick in the mud.
It's a flyer for the Easter egg hunt.
Set it on the ground. Kick it over here.
Wendy, the more like adventurous character, more carefree, and Zoe, who's her newborn baby in both the comic strip and the show. But in the show, she's the only child, so it's like they haven't like fucking like had other kids yet. But you guys are gonna follow that up with like other seasons, but like you never fucking do. So it's like only like one child family, I guess. So then we meet like the coworker Kenny, who's a good counterpart worker to Daryl's more like relaxed personality, more like family first perspective. He's a fucking total party animal, ignores his family. That's basically it. The theme song is by the Bare Naked Ladies called "It's All Been Done Before." The art style is like pretty fucking cool. I imagine it like strike a balance between like the whole comic strip, more like easy to like manipulate art style, to both shows, Baby Blues and Mission Hill. More polished than they really have to be. And like WB put so much fucking money into these shows just to fucking like totally drop them for no damn reason. Like holy shit, dude, that's fucking insane. But going from there, first episode up is the Bitterman Hellbillies. This surrounds Daryl playing the baseball pole. Kenny is immediately a fun character to like follow, managing to grab money from Daryl, and of course, we're introduced to busy babysitting Zoe.
Okay, Zoe, this is a tacky haircut. Those aren't real. And, oh, these people adopted a baby, but it was a publicity move to cover up the fact that they're both gay.
And Wendy coming home from her time off. Ultimately, this episode mostly follows Daryl's comparing himself to Carl's successes in life and feeling inadequate. As Carl keeps getting huge profits and the Bittermans start becoming snobs and more of like rich asshats.
Yeah. This ain't right, Big Daddy.
We're just paying Busy what she's worth.
Wanda's gonna hate me.
Don't be silly. You think minor league teams hate the guys who move up to the majors? They're happy for them. I know this to be true.
I don't know.
I got something that'll make you feel better. Muscatel for my lady's pleasure.
Oh, you got the big box.
Sure, I got the big box.
It's burning my gut.
Show's over, bub.
Rodney, honestly, is a fun character. Taking the whole advantage of like their family being rich, like being a total fucking like just garbage kid. It's funny as hell. The whole time, Daryl fights off this envy, which embodies itself as an actual like little envy monster, which is like really cool attention to detail. Shortly after, both families head to the baseball game, where Daryl's second baseball pull comes close to winning. There, Daryl finds out Carl is pocketing the money and groundskeeping for the cheap. It causes fucking like the whole game to go up in smoke. But before that, fucking Daryl actually like convinces the team to fucking like start winning for him to win the poll, and he fucking does. Then the whole fucking sprinkler systems go off like through faulty wiring. It becomes poor as fuck again, like white trash. Like fucking immediately, I love Carl's like personality, and how like the Bitterman family is a great departure to Wendy and Daryl's personalities and like their family structure, and like how they both fucking clash but like play off each other like pretty damn well. You know, like it's a typical whole fucking like, sitcom situation. It's a bad family and a good family working off each other. It's a strong gun episode. So, like, I love the characters, I love the fucking interactions. Daryl fucking like fights off his envy the whole damn time, and he fucking like denies he's like envious. Honestly, I think the best part is probably Ronnie bossing around like busy, like a total fucking little demon child. It's just like fucking, it's good shit. It's fun TV. Next up is fucking, guess what, bitch? The Bad Family.
Hey, lard ass, you stink! Yeah, you stink!
Rodney, pick that up and say you're sorry.
Why don't you pick it up and say it's good to be employed?
What you just mentioned, every sitcom has like a bad and good family. Well, this directly addresses that whole fucking concept of like the Bittermans being a bad family, and it turns it on its head kind of. Okay, so let's get into it. The Bad Family opens up with Daryl and Wendy taking a calm walk down the neighborhood as they come across Rodney climbing up a tree and Carl trying to get him down.
About! Now get down here and put him on!
No!
On!
No!
This is not a negotiation!
Negotiate this!
Oh, you're in trouble now! I'm coming up there!
Gravity gonna stop working?
Oh, keep talking! Keep talking!
Daryl and Wendy chat about how the Bittermans are being a bad family, and then they start like pouring down whiskey and shit. Fucking Melinda, at the wrong moment, knocks on the door, sees Wendy's drinking, or like being a little tipsy. Melinda's like fucking, oh shit, she's a bad mother and shit. This whole thing fucking like goes out of proportion with like fucking like Daryl trying to like plant eggs and shit, being spotted by the Bittermans, and then thinking like, I peeping Tom. It continues.
Didn't count on me having night vision goggles, did you, Snoopy Doo? Now, do you believe there's something off about that family?
Oh my god! I bet Daryl's out there every night watching me do my lady's business.
It continues to escalate further and further. It's fucking like point of absurdity, honestly. Where, like the entire fucking town believes they're like just a rotten fucking shitty family. Daryl and Wendy try to deny it and go like, no, we're a good family, please believe us. And fucking like, it gets to the fucking point where straight up like Busy stop coming by their house, only fucking comes around after they start acting like an actual bad family to fucking show up their neighbors. They're like gonna play up to the fucking like role that their neighbor set out for them. So like Busy start thinking they're cool and shit, but like can't be seen with them in public. Then like the whole time they're fucking like, you know what? If they're gonna act like we're a bad family, we're gonna act like a bad family. Just fucking spite them. I love that dynamic and personality they fucking like character. They could fully embrace that role with like fucking open arms, which I think is just a damn fun touch. I like it. And it's just a fucking like fun episode as hell. And ultimately, it's to the point where like fucking they realize they need to stop doing this because it's not making them happy anymore. And it's like, you know, ostracizing them from their neighborhood. So like fucking they straight up blackmail the Bittermans photo of like them doing sneaky shit, like implied it's like really fucking bad. And the Bittermans are like, holy fucking shit. They have dirt on us, okay? I told the whole fucking neighborhood that you're good people and shit. And fucking like after they go down the sidewalk again and saying hey to other neighbors, they fucking like, talk behind main characters' backs and go, shit, they have fucking dirt on like the Bittermans. They have the dirt on fucking all of us. It's a good episode, man, you know? Well, Wendy's a bit wild at times. I guess not a bit wild, but a bit more like free-spirited. But they both feel like a little square. So seeing them act like this completely different way from like how I was introduced to the characters and personalities first episode I saw is like a good departure. and go to like, shake up the whole status quo, but I don't have a good sense of who they are completely as characters. Since this is the second episode, I've only viewed with them in it. So it doesn't like really have the same impact it would if I was a long-time viewer of the show, if I bothered to watch more episodes, which I'm not gonna do. I like the whole dynamic, I like the personalities, I like whole like characters who are typically good acting bad trope. These 2 episodes are like leaving a good impression on me, bar none, and I really like what they brought to the table. Seeing him try to like desperately hear what's going on and fucking like fall off a tree, and like everyone going like, holy shit, what are you fucking doing to the tree, asshole, you fucking like perv. It's just a fucking funny, it's a funny episode, I mean shit. Again, I like Baby Blues so far. I feel like it's a bit too derivative of other shows from the time, and I feel like it's not as strong as like Mission Hell, but it's a good solid show in its own right, even if it's fucking trying to be a bit too much like Family Guy. Which I mean, in the years to come, there's gonna be a lot more shows like that fucking trying to be like Family Guy shows go. I'd argue Baby Blues is like by far the best you could do with that concept. Best line delivery of the whole fucking episode.
It's okay, Shelby. They can't get you in the daylight.
So far, this has been a pretty fucking fun, like, deep dive into, like, the WB lineup of shows. So, like, let's carry over to the fucking, like, next party animal, fifth net.
Dilbert is coming to a cubicle near you.
After I take over the world, I'll put everyone in little boxes with labels.
That's impossible. No one would accept that type of humiliation. Now get out of my cubicle.
You mean your box?
Cubicle,
Box.
cubicle,
Box.
cubicle,
Box.
cubicle.
The countdown to Primetime's most talked about new animated series has begun. Dilbert is coming to a cubicle near you.
Box.
Premieres Monday, January 25th, only on UPN.